RJ here, and today we're going to talk about the Legion Go 2 Lego 2, kind of a wish list thing, because as of now, as of me making the video, and by the time I post it should be relatively close. So I have an idea based on the information that's given to me so far. I like what I see for the most part, except for one thing, and I think if you're watching these news and reading them like a hawk, you probably already predict what I'm gonna say. But here goes. It's the battery. That's the wish list, because seeing it go from 49 watt hour to 74 watt hour is a good thing, but don't you think you can make it bigger than 74 watt hour, considering how big the screen is? And just how big of a footprint your game console is compared to, I don't know, a competitor like the Ally X, which is smaller than you, is lighter than you, and potentially has a bigger battery than you. So that's what I want to talk about. Because everything else, I like what I see a lot. The size is great, because this is gonna be this is a big boy. This is a chunker. I get that. That's what I'm looking for. Because after using the Ally X, yes, the screen is small. It's too small for me. Most likely because I'm getting older, and it's easier to look at a bigger screen than a smaller one. Plain and simple. But the good stuff, the detachable controllers, that's great. Because one of the biggest pain points of the Ally X for me is when I use it in dock mode to blow it up to a big screen. And when I use the Xbox Series X SSX controller, like, some games just doesn't register the controller, even though when I use it in handheld, it registered those control, but it doesn't register the Xbox controller. So that's a pain point that the Legion Go, the Lego, can solve, which is great because it's detachable controller. So therefore, it's one controller. It's not two separate controllers. It's one controller. So that's fantastic. The new processor, great. The old processor was good. It's good in terms of the games that I wanted to play on it anyway. So the newer one, the more the merrier. That's fantastic. The 8.8 inch screen, now that's what I'm talking about. This is the good stuff here. This screen will mean that gaming is going to be far easier in handheld mode. Far easier. So that's great. Like, that's exactly what I want. Yes. Oh, a second pain point is Hall analog sticks. So the ROG Ally doesn't have Hall based sensor sticks. So that means in the long run, I could get stick drift, but this one, in the long run, there's a lesser chance that I could get stick drift. But in the event, if I do, I can just replace it with a different set of controllers. That's fantastic. I don't have to deal with the controllers being stuck to the console, because this is literally a tablet with controller stuck onto the side, but not stuck on anymore because the Legion Go is designed to take the controllers out. So that's great. Like, that's exactly what I'm looking for. price. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. I mean, like, the original one was what, $700, and if you want the 2 terabytes, $800. So just gonna throw it out there. I'm most likely gonna go for the 2 terabyte, just because of the pure fact that I don't want to open up the console and potentially ruining it. So I'm not gonna take that risk. I'm just gonna go straight up and get the 2 terabyte. Because the previous model had 2 terabytes, so this one should have 2 terabytes, hopefully. So I'm just gonna do that. And then I'll buy a 2 terabyte micro SD card, have 4 terabytes. That's 4 terabytes for a gaming handheld PC console is really good. In terms of storing the games that you want, plus emulation, plus autos plus. Okay. So that's really good. So honestly, it's just really down to the fact that it's a 74 watt hour. So it boils down to, how is the battery life? And we will find out. Because you and I both know that retro gaming YouTubers, Wolf Den, Retro Game Corp, Retro Tech Dad, those guys will get their hands on this. ETA Prime. And those guys will give us a battery life example. And that's when we will know how good or bad the battery is. And I'm hoping that it works out. So, and that's what I'm hoping for. Because the 120 hertz, I don't see myself putting that. What was the resolution again? 1920 by 12. I don't see myself doing that. I see myself putting it down to 60 hertz, like the Ally X, and then in this particular case, down to 800p, so that I can have the best battery life. Because to me, performance outshine graphics. So if it can do that, that's what I'm looking for. So because this is a prototype, and the real one isn't really out yet. So here's what I'm hoping for. I hope, with a wing and a prayer, please let anyone that has a greater power of influence, which is pretty much everyone, but let somebody that has a good power of influence understand the need, or somehow watch my video and can help me answer my prayers. Get 100 watts. I feel like that's gonna because this thing's a chunker. This thing is a chunker anyways. It's gonna be heavy regardless of what you do to it. It's going to be a chunker. So why not have 100 watts? Why not? And make that battery life shine. Like, make that shine so bright at 100 watts. Because that's going to be better than the Ally X. That means that everything is bigger and better than the Ally X. Everything. If it's 100 watts. Because it doesn't make sense. It's just like the fold phones. I know this is gonna go a little off topic tangent, but that's usually the flavor of my videos, sadly. But like the folding phones that give you a big screen. It gives you 7.5, 8 inches of screen. And the battery is smaller than the regular phones? Why is that the case? Like, the thing is a brick. I used to have folding phones. The thing is a brick of a device, of a phone. So, why put a small battery? What's the point? Go all out. Go give it the biggest possible battery you can. And we're seeing that, by the way, with the new silicon carbonate battery types. So we are seeing that in regular phones. Hopefully, we're seeing that in some of the folding phones too, like the Honor Magic 3. Okay, but going back on track, the Lego 2, if it can have 100 watts or even 120 watts, that's fantastic. But as of now, the screen is big and the battery is small. So what are we doing here? Are we doing Lego 2.5 where you actually do have the bigger battery? Is that like, that's the thing that you have in the works? Like a Lego 3 where you have 90 watts of battery? Something like that. Because so that's one thing. And the second thing is that because of the new chip, how efficient is it in terms of battery management? So I'm all in for bigger battery, but in the event, and I'm hoping against hope, but in the event if we do not get that big battery, that 100 watts or 85 watts, 90 watts, just give me something that's bigger than 80 watts. Because the console is huge. So if you're going to have a small battery, we are going to have a power problem. We are going to have a problem with power. And when you buy power, you don't want to have problems with your power. So that's what's going to happen. But anyways. So that's what I'm hoping for. If in the event, did you release it with 74 watt hour? Or is it? Yeah, 74 watt hour. That chip better be more efficient in terms of the battery performance beating the Ally X. Okay. You know what? I can live with that. But I don't. Because this is a game console PC that I really want to get. And I'm hoping against hope. I'm wishing, I'm praying that the battery is bigger than 74 watts. So that's pretty much it. And if you feel the same, please share this video to as many people as you can. Just, I want to get the message out there. We want big battery. Yes, if possible. So that's pretty much it. Anyways, if you like what you see, click like, subscribe, comment, bell for more content. You guys stay awesome.